Hey, thanks for coming out for another Java with John. Very much appreciate it. So, I was doing routine chores over the weekend, over this past week, as you do, I do, whatever. Picked up my mail, and lo and behold, lots of information in my mail, a lot of direct mail pieces, and that got me thinking. One of the things that everybody talks about is marketing and business, and even if you're not in business, you're doing marketing, but that's a story for another day. And it got to me thinking that I use a lot of direct mail. Now, just some facts for you. Last year, 2023, direct mail accounted for over $13 billion in advertising sales, advertising revenue. That's about 5% of the entire marketing budget set forth in the United States. So out of all the advertising, 5% of ads is for direct mail pieces. And if you think about it, car dealerships, nonprofit charities, who else? Credit card companies, they're always sending direct mail pieces to me, to you, to everybody. So it's got to be effective. Now, by effective, direct mail has a 2% response rate, okay? So if you mail out 100 pieces, you're going to get 2 responses. If you mail out 1,000, you'll get 20. And to a certain extent, just like email, direct mail it's a numbers game. The more you send, the more chance you have to get a response. And the more frequently you send it to the same person, the more comfortable they feel, the more they're going to see your message and be prompted to call. And that is a response, by the way. A phone call, click to your website, a sale, anything, sign up for a newsletter, whatever is being offered in your direct mail piece, whether it's a postcard or a letter catalog, that's considered a response. And I have this discussion with both, marketing communications friends as well as others about why direct mail. It seems archaic and old school, but there are benefits. Number one, whoever's receiving the mail physically can hold it. It's not blips and dots on a screen or a monitor or a phone. It's something you can physically hold. One of the best campaigns that comes to mind is a peer who was working at IBM at the time in the marketing department. She sent out a 4x4 plain white box, and inside was a crumpled up piece of paper that said, "Go to this website, we'll send you a trash can basketball hoop." This is where you can throw trash into the hoop. She had almost a 30% response rate for it. I mean, plain white box, literally a crumpled up piece of paper. So it definitely works. Helps to establish that connection because fingertips have memories. Has to be personalized. You've received the mail and that said current occupant, resident, whatever. But when it comes to John Safin, I'll take a look to see what it says. That's one way to infuse your messages with a personal touch, or others, depending on who your audience is as well. It can be used to enhance your other marketing campaigns. So if you're heavy into social media, let's say a postcard would be a good way to tell everybody, hey, go check out this. You're going to get this, by going out and following me, liking me, doing whatever you want to do on social media. Direct mail is just a component of your entire marketing campaign. It also brings back, I mentioned about tactile, fingertips have memories. It also brings familiarity. You see it on social media, email, billboard, magazine, newspaper, direct mail. Hey, that looks familiar. So it's just one component to build out your name recognition. Invisibility is a big thing too. Emails get lost in spam. Spam filters block a lot of emails as well. Could gotten through, but depending on your audience, there could be 100 emails waiting for somebody. Everything from corporate financial records and critical information that a CEO might need to the foodie who has, and I'm not going to say I really have like 30 emails with recipes coming to me every day, but it is possible. So the direct mail doesn't get lost. And even if you're thinking, well, it gets just tossed out, somebody has to look at it to determine yes or no, do I need to read this? And if it's a postcard, flip side, back side, you're going to see at least one of it, a letter in a number 10 envelope or even a square invitation envelope. Somebody's going to look to see who this is from. So let me go through some of the key elements, because there's a lot of parts to direct mail. The first one, obviously, it's like with any other mass marketing campaign, you want to have quality data. So make sure it's accurate, make sure it's up to date. Organic data is better than buying a list. Buying a list does have its pros and cons. Organic data has its pros and cons too. Just keep it up to date. Keep it segmented if you can, with lots of detail. The more direct, the more specific, targeted your mailing list is, do you have a better chance of response and a rate of return. It'll get noticed more. Again, going back to letters addressed to John Safin versus current occupant being in there. Excuse me. Today's coffee cup is from my friend Amy, professional scooter rider. And yes, I once rode a scooter, but sadly I had to donate it. It got a little too old. Anyways, excuse me. So now that you got your quality data and you're managing it properly, the next is creating a compelling offer. What's in it for me? Why should I care? I got your letter, I got your piece in the mail, and what's going to be there to get me to take action. Keep in mind, an offer doesn't always have to be dollars off. That does have its appropriate measure. Free appetizer, 20% off, extra room shampooed for free, or including something like that. But build packages. So since I mentioned carpet cleaners, somebody says you're going to do 3 rooms for X amount of dollars, but they'll do all your upholstery for all your furniture included, which has a value of X. So make sure everybody understands what that value is when you see the bundle. Restaurants do it all the time. Some of the national chains, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a shared dessert for X amount of dollars. So keep that in mind. It'll keep your price points high as well. Now that you got the offer, you need a compelling call to action. And it's got to be clear. You got to specifically say, buy now. Sign up for the newsletter now. It's got to be very, very clear, because number one, you want the message to be read. You don't want it to get lost. Number 2, everyone's in a hurry. So even if, go back to my postcard, they're looking at it, making a decision what to do with it, and all of a sudden it says, buy now, they're going to take a pause to see, what am I going to buy? A buy now, first 50 people, expires on date. These are all great sense of urgency to get people to move, to get to do something. And you'll need that for your tracking as well. And as far as tracking goes, I'll talk about, the A/B test. You're going to want to see what works, what doesn't. You're going to want to ask people when they react to whatever it is, whether it's direct mail piece or another form of marketing. How did you hear about us? Why did you want to buy from us? Something like that if you don't have that already built in. But test. Maybe it's a color scheme that's different. Maybe the offer needs to be improved. If something's not working, make an adjustment. Change one thing. Don't change a bunch of things, because you'll be wondering why. Wow, what really worked? So change and test only one thing at a time. The last thing, and I'm going to tell you this one, be sure to include your contact information. Company name, address if it's important, physical address, phone number, obviously, web address. If you're going to have your call to action for people to go out online and you want to use a unique URL, make it clear and easy. Widgets.com/johnsavin.com/blogs, something like that. You're going to want to make it easy for them to find. Social media links, and if it's appropriate, make sure you have a return address. So this way, if it's a bad address that it was sent to or company has moved, you get that mailing back. You can clean up your database going all the way back to the beginning. Those are the 5 key things you want to do. Now, I had mentioned about contact information. There was a car company years ago, back when people were sending out mini floppy disks in the mail, like AOL. This was the next generation. They sent out 500,000 mini CDs, and they forgot to put contact information on the envelope, on the little sleeve it came in. So everybody knew who the car dealer was, but there was no phone number. They had no way to track who was looking at anything unless they actually used the CD. So keep that in mind as well. Using the 5 elements, and I know I went through them pretty quickly, so you can, rewind, watch it again. This will help improve your return on investment when it comes to direct mail, but set up your plan. It's not just one and done. You'll end up having to do this frequently throughout the month, the quarter, the year, to be able to build that name recognition. And again, think back how many credit card companies, car dealerships, charity groups send you direct mail on a regular basis. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm grateful you had a chance to took some time to watch. Cat Stevens is asleep, unfortunately, so he didn't get to make a visit. Plain coffee, cream and a little sweetener again. I went a little crazy with desserts this weekend, so I'm going to enjoy this, get back at it. Hope I thought I heard him, but nope, I didn't. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.